Hey, what's up tubers, Skyfly51 here, and today I'm going to be bringing you a full review of the Stanley battery charger, model number BC15BS. So first off, I'm going to start off by connecting it up to my old boat battery here. This has one shorted cell in it, but it'll do alright for demonstration purposes. So the first thing you want to do is get the electrical cord for the charger and plug it up into your outlet. If it has a little zap like that, it's alright. It's just charging. I think it must be a big old capacitor in here. Excuse me. Now when you first plug it in, it'll light up like this, and it'll just have the two battery clamps sitting there blinking, and have a little picture of a battery, positive, negative, meaning that you need to connect it. So this is a fully automatic smart charger, and if you touch your clamps together, it won't spark, it won't do anything. Okay, so now once you have the unit plugged in, turned on, okay, you can hook it up to your battery. Now don't worry if you put it on backwards, because as I'll demonstrate, positive, I'll put the negative clamp on, and then I'll put the positive clamp on the negative post, and it just makes that horrid beeping sound. So you never have to worry about putting your clamps on backwards. Now the one thing I really like about these clamps is that they're real large and very good spring tension on them. But if you take a look at the individual clips themselves, each side is different. This has a nice rounded side for getting on a nice round terminal battery, yet this has just a nice pointy side really for gripping into something. Say if you have a battery in your vehicle or something, and you just need to jump it. Because this battery charger does feature a 40 amp jump start setting, and I will show you that later. Obviously I'm not going to be jump starting a dead vehicle with it, but not a doubt in my mind that it would. Now, once you have it connected, you can see this has stopped blinking. It's got little dots, I guess you could say, showing that it's connected to the battery. Now, if your battery is really weak, I've run into the fact that, let's say, if you're charging something and it goes into float mode because it's fully charged and you have a load, this will in fact automatically turn on. But as you can see at this point it hasn't. So if you just want to regularly charge the battery, all you gotta do is press charge, and it'll automatically, normally it's rev up to a pretty high amp setting, and then it will come down as needed. It's showing this battery's down pretty far, which would make sense because I do know that it has a shorted cell. Excuse me. And so you can go over here and click battery voltage. You get, show the battery voltage, which obviously right now it's charging. So if we turn the charge off and hit the battery voltage, you can see it's only 11 something, and I can tell you for sitting it's going to be lower than that. But you guys can hear the fan running, I'm sure. It's got a pretty nice fan on this. It's pretty large. It's got air vents on either side, but the fan is mounted right on this side of the unit. And if it's charging more than like 3 amps, it'll kick on. But you can see right now it tells you a nice amp readout of what it's charging at. Gives us a little battery gauge, which I don't know exactly what technology it's using to determine how full it is, but it never really seems to be correct, in my personal opinion. So this unit, let's see if we'll stop at charging. We'll do the engine start. Comes up with the engine start icon, has 90-second countdown, and then we'll go, and then it will tell you that the vehicle is ready to start. Now what it's doing right now, I'm not 100% sure. I don't know what rate it's charging at. It might be charging at 40 amps, or it might be cycling 40 amps on, 40 amps off type of deal to get the battery up. I'm not 100% sure, but it should be, 40 amps should probably get your vehicle started. Unless it's, really low. If you want to use this on your vehicle, it has an alternator check. You press that, it comes up with a little alternator picture. It's on check mode, and then it will turn up with good if it's good.
I did try that once. See, now it's saying the alternator is bad.
obviously because there's no alternator. I did use this to try this out on my Jeep. It did work quite well. It also has a battery recondition function, which when you press it, it comes up with this battery recondition, little zapping symbols to the battery. The fan kicks on. It is basically just trying to recondition the battery through pulse technology, which is just pulsing it with a lot of volts, which is supposed to break the sulfation off of the lead plates. But I tried it one day on my car battery, which I already had revived or reconditioned to a point, and I let it run for about a day, and that really didn't seem to accomplish anything. So I can't say good or bad about the recondition function of this charger. As far as the overall build quality, I think it's very good. I mean, it's got these two big handles here. It does have these clamps here, so what you do is you take your alligator clip and wire, you wrap it around this little track right here, you clamp your positive on one side, your negative on the other side. Keeps everything stored very nicely. As you flip it over to the back, it does have a very deep, large cubby hole that you put your electrical cord. You just push that in there, stays in quite nice. Obviously the whole thing is plastic, but it's got these two nice little kick-out stand feet, so that way you can, more easily see the screen when you're standing and it's sitting on a desk or something. Obviously it's just a plastic case construction, which has no give to it at all. On either end, these black rubber deals, they do come off for some reason. Maybe if you wanted to clean it or something, I don't know. But I think it's very nice. So I have to say props to Stanley for the build quality. You can see here, since the battery was too low, so then it just started charging all by itself. So it's still connected and I didn't touch anything. So clearly, even if it's not charging, once you connect it up to the battery, it's doing some sensing work. And the fact that it's fully automatic like that, I think is just fantastic. Now, one thing I do really appreciate about this charger is once it kicks into float mode, is that it's still pushing a very tiny amount of current into the battery. Not so much that it overcharges it, but just enough to keep it at 13.1 volts. Because whenever if the meter on the charger said it was in float mode and I would unclamp my lead, it would in fact drop down to 13.0 volts on my car battery that's out in my Jeep. And then if I put this back on, let it go back into float mode, it would instantly go back to 13.1. So that tells me this still pushes a very, very tiny amount of current, but it keeps the voltage up, which is what you want in a float charger if you're, say, storing the battery for months on end. Now, if you are using this as a float charger for storage, don't worry about the fan noise or the fan draining electricity, because it does not run in a float mode, or if it's charging at like under 3 amps, it will just turn the fan off. Now, this unit also does have overheat and overcold temperature sensing, so you probably can't see it on the screen, but right here there's a little snowflake, and right over here there's a sun icon, and then down over here there's like a little triangle with like something radiating heat off of it. So I'm not sure, obviously the snowflake means it's too cold. I'm not sure if the sun or the little warning sign with the heat radiating off, which one tells me that it's too hot, it's overheating. But one of those does. And obviously the too cold one protects you from the cold. So that's very nice. When I looked at the manual for this charger, the manual actually covers 2 units. One of which is this one. The other one is the BC25BS, which is a 25 amp charger with a 70 amp engine start. Same exact unit, same features, just a larger model. And I think that is just probably fantastic, really, because I like my buddy's charger here, but personally I'd like the bigger one myself. And even with this still connected, touching the positive, you got nothing. No arcing, no nothing. So Overall, guys, I'd say this is a fantastic charger. I would highly recommend anyone to buy it if you need a charger. This retails out of Walmart for $49.99, I believe. The only reason I am not buying one personally for myself is because I already have a couple dumb chargers, and $50 is a pretty decent price tag. But if you're sitting here and saying I need a battery charger, I mean, this is, I would say, a very good charger that'll do just about anything you would ever need, and I think it's going to last many, many years. So, guys, if you liked the video, drop me a like. If you disliked it, hey, hit that dislike. And thanks for watching, tubers.